NBA all defensive teams have been announced, first and second. We're going to get to it, Nate. But before we do, the source for this article was Tim Bontemps, ESPN. I just want to get that out of the way. So we'll start with the NBA all defensive first team. Okay, so in that team, Nate, we have defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert. Okay, he has received his all defensive first team. And this is actually he has his third defensive player of the year he's received this year. And again, we talk about Rudy Gobert and how dominant he is as a defensive player. Joining him is Ben Simmons and Draymond Green, who are nominations for the defensive player of the year. And joining them are two Milwaukee Bucks, Nate, and Jrue Holliday and Giannis Antetokounmpo. So congratulations to them as well. Look, all five of these guys had great defensive seasons. You know, obviously, Jrue Holliday has been one of the best perimeter defenders for a very, very long time, you know. Ben Simmons obviously is a really, really good defender. You know, people really do like mock his shot and everything like that, but regardless, he makes up for it with other skills that he has in his play. Draymond Green has been a very, very good defender for a very, very long time, Nate, too. So I got to give him a lot of credit. Now, the all defensive second team, Nate, is Kawhi Leonard of the LA Clippers, Matisse Thybulle of the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid, also of the Philadelphia 76ers, and Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat. Hey, look, I ain't got no problem with that, you know, but there are some guys that I feel like were left out, you know, like, for instance, I think Clint Capella should have made a defensive team, to be honest with you, this year. I think Clint Capella did really good I think he should have at least made a second team, you know. I think, but again, you know, you can only fit 5 spots. But other guys who also missed the cut for defensive teams were Phoenix Suns guard Mikal Bridges. He had 4 first-team votes and 35 total. Indiana Pacers big man Miles Turner, who received 5 first-team selections and had a total of 19 ballots. And Atlanta Hawks Clint Capella, who was named to the second team on 36 ballots. So those are guys who ended up missing the all-defensive teams. But overall, Nate, I mean, the list is pretty good. You know, all these guys are good defenders, you know. And and one pattern that I'm really noticing, Nate, is there's a lot of guys who so there's 3 76ers on those teams. There's 2 Milwaukee Bucks, and then there's 2 Miami Heat. So again, it shows you again how powering those teams are. You know who I also think could have had a good shot at making it? I think probably you could have made a case for Chris Paul. You know, I really think you could have made a case for Chris Paul. You could have made a case for DeAndre Ayton. I'm trying to also think. I think Donovan Mitchell had a good defensive season. You can make a case for him. Paul George, obviously. You know, there's a lot of guys you could have made a case for. But again, it's so hard, you know, picking a team, obviously, with just 5 guys. But they picked the 5 that they believe in. I don't got a problem with it. You know, all these guys are really good defenders. You know, there are some underrated defenders on here like Matisse Thybulle and Jrue Holliday. Even though Jrue Holliday has proven time and time again that he is one of the best perimeter defenders in the game, he still is underrated as a defender. So I got to give him a lot of credit on that. And yeah, Nate, overall, you know, I ain't got no problem with the list, Nate. I really don't. He obviously, you know, there's the most notable ones. You got Draymond Green, Giannis, Rudy Gobert. You know, those are the most notable ones. But I don't really got a problem with this list. This is as for the main guys, you know, Rudy Gobert, this is his 5th straight time that he has been named to an all defensive first team. So it just shows you how dominant of a defensive player he really is. This is the 2nd straight time for Simmons and the 3rd time for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Draymond Green has now made 6 all defensive teams, 4 first and 2 second. Holiday has been named to the first team for the 2nd time in his career in his first season with Milwaukee. Kawhi Leonard, he has made it 7 times, 3 first-team selections. That's the most by any player who was named to either team this season. Butler has made 5 selections. Embiid has made 3. Bam Adebayo has made 2. And Matisse Thybulle is making his first appearance. So that's a little bit of stats and history on the all-defensive team members. So you know what? I basically said all I needed to say. Again, to all the players who made the all-defensive teams first or second, congratulations to you guys. And I wish you the best of luck next season, or if your season's still continuing this season.
Right, absolutely. You know, congratulations to everybody that made the first and second all defensive teams. I love watching defense, Mari. I really do. In an era where offense basically generates the games that we watch, I love watching defense.
Right.
And defense is so crucial in sports because good defenses beat good offenses. You know what I mean?
I agree. Most of the time that happens.
look at so many times. I'll go to football. Look at Super Bowl 50. The Carolina Panthers had probably one of the greatest offenses I think we've ever seen. What happened to them? They got shut down by a Denver Broncos defense, which was one of the best defenses we've seen in recent memory.
I agree.
Same thing with a couple years before that. The Broncos were in the same situation with the Legion of Boom Seattle Seahawks defense. You know what I mean? You go to baseball a couple years ago, the Nationals shut down that absolutely amazing and, well, now that we know, cheating offense in the Houston Astros. They won. You know what I mean? Like, defense is such a crucial part of the game. It really is.
And you can even go back, to basketball. You know, you look at that Miami Heat team with LeBron, D Wade, and
absolutely.
Chris, and you look at how good defensively Kawhi Leonard was against LeBron James that series in 2014, how he beat him. You know, and not always the case. Like, there are cases where offense ends up beating good defenses. You know, look at every single offense that Tom Brady has been a part of for the Patriots. You know, that's good offense beating good defense for the most part. You look at 2013, the year before, when the Heat ended up defeating the San Antonio Spurs. So that does happen, but mostly you are right. I feel like good defense usually beats good offense.
Right, and defense is just such a crucial part of the game, and I love watching defenses too, because it really goes to show you how important, you know, even in an offensive generated world of sports now, it still goes to show you how absolutely important defense is to all the game, no matter what sport you're playing. So I really do enjoy watching, especially in basketball. You know, seeing it in defense. I love watching defense because I just love seeing players swat the ball out of players' balls.
Yeah,
their hands and stuff like that.
He's gonna like post on the guy and he just blocks him into the another universe.
Last year, even though this still haunts me, Bam Adebayo taking away Jason Tatum's dunk. Like, even though that haunts me, that was amazing. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in my life.
One of the ones I remember that I don't think gets talked about a lot. It was when Kawhi Leonard was still on the Spurs, James Harden was still on the Rockets, and it was like a very crucial game. It came down to the last shot, and Kawhi Leonard ended up blocking James Harden to win the game. So that's something I'll remember.
Yeah, it just really goes to show you how crucial defense can be, even in the most critical moments. So that's really why I enjoy watching defense, because I just enjoy it. I love seeing good defense to shut down good offense. It's just something about it that really that really gets me to be engaged in the game. And it's probably also something to do with the fact that I've also really been a defensive athlete in general. You know, I played basketball. I'm not that bad at defense. You know, in baseball, I'm not really known for being a hitter, so defense was always kind of like my second option. I think the only sport that I've ever played where I'm more offensive than defensive is football. But other than that, that's really it, you know. So that could also have something to do with it. But regardless, you know, I just love watching defense altogether. So with that being said, you know, to everybody that made the team, you know, congratulations to you guys and best of luck to you guys moving forward. Same thing with any of those that missed out on the list, you know, best of luck to them as well. You know, just because they didn't make the list doesn't mean they're bad at what they do. You know what I mean? You got to give them some kind of credit too. So best of luck to them as well. And if your season's going on still, best of luck to you guys.